Hey guys, my name is Ankit Verma and I am a graduate student at Columbia University, New York. In this pandemic, we have seen that a lot of people have lost their jobs. People who had internship offers or job offers, their offers were rescinded. The amount of weeks or the duration of the internship was shortened or even cancelled. Like there was a lot of chaos. But like recently, I got my summer internship. I guess 4 weeks back, like in the middle of a pandemic, I got an internship. It's a paid internship, and it's paying around $1,500 per week. So if you see, like it's six thousand US dollars per month. It's like quite a lot given the scenario of the pandemic. So I thought maybe I guess if I share my uh, strategies with you guys, then maybe it might be helpful. So this video is just about that. Also, apart from this summer internship, I also have two fall internship offers, which will and both have that that both of them will ultimately convert to full time. So I need to choose between the two. So you see, like in the middle of pandemic, a lot of people are losing job offers, but yeah, job offers and internship offers. But yeah, there are few people who are getting these offers, and luckily I am in the positive side of this. So let's get started. I guess internships can mostly be classified into two categories. Firstly, research internships. Secondly, industry related projects or internships. Now, the internship that I currently have, like my summer internship, is related to industry, and also the two fall internship offers that I have are also industry related. So, mostly this video would be talking about how to get offers, internship offers in industries. The first thing that I did was I kept my LinkedIn profile very up to date, neat and clean, very attractive, mentioned everything that I have done in detail, all the skills, all the courses that I have taken, the studies that I have done, like my undergrad, my master's, everything, like everything in detail. Now, this is very important, and I would advise you guys to do this because you won't believe, like a recruiter from Nielsen, like it's such a big company, directly contacted me just looking at my profile. Like the recruiter contacted me to schedule a time for interview, and then like for first round and the second round, and I'm still waiting for the result. So if you have a good profile, good up-to-date profile, it would be really great. Secondly, be active on LinkedIn. I am very active on LinkedIn. I post, like the different posts that interest you. And using this, I was able to, get a referral at Google. And usually on LinkedIn, there are two ways. Firstly, is like just go to like search the job or search the company that you want to apply for and apply to it. And believe me, it is not a very good way because I have applied to more than thousands of companies on LinkedIn alone, and I don't think ever heard back from anyone. Like all I got was the position is filled, we have moved with other candidate, things like that. Because on LinkedIn, like even though it says like the job was posted 2 or 3 days ago, all you know is it is just updated or things like that. Maybe the position was filled 2 3 months back, so you never know. So I won't suggest you to do that. Instead, use your time to connect to people. Use your time to you know send messages, send texts, try to connect to people, search people, try to improve your connections with people doing better than you in your field, people whose profile you find very interesting and influencing and inspiring. Try to connect with them, try to learn, because when you talk to them, when you know share your ideas, they might even get, they might even agree to have a phone call, or maybe they can ask you for your uh, resume so that they can forward. So one of the very big company, GHD, so I reached head of data science at that company, and the person replied, asked for my resume, and then like I had a 1 hour interview with the data scientist there. So you see, it's a very effective tool, effective tool. Try to do that. And I'm not saying that all this is before the pandemic. Like all these interviews happened late April, or sorry, late May or early June. So you can see like it's in the middle of the pandemic. So yeah, that works in this as well. Even the fall internship, like one of the fall internship that I was talking about earlier, is through this only. So when I contacted the founder, it's a startup. I contacted the founder, and the founder was, aha, we are looking for a data scientist. So would you be willing to have an interview? I had 2 interview rounds. I have an offer. So you see, it's quite an effective way. Uh, The second thing that I did was I reached out to an entrepreneurship cell of my college here at Columbia, and even at different universities such as Brown University and things like that. So this is because entrepreneurship shells usually have a lot of startups that are like maybe 3 or 4 years old, just started making profit, or even some of the startups which are like very young. So they have a lot of work and very few people to do that work. So they will always have some projects or internships. uh, yeah, sometimes they can be unpaid ones, but I would say if you don't have any other offer, try to go with it, because if you can demonstrate your worth in that unpaid internship, maybe you will be able to join that company, because they will trust you that yeah, we have seen the work of the person, and he or she can do great, manage it, wear different hats, which is very important in any startup. So you can do that. So since it's a startup, you can and there is very less workforce, so you can skip the hierarchy and directly email the founder, have a chat or interview with them. Use the contact of your interviewer. So irrespective of your interview result, so let's say they gave you an offer, then it's well and good. But let's say you were interviewed by someone and it didn't go well, or maybe they say that the vacancy has been filled, or they cannot hire you for this summer, or things like that. So a lot of people miss it, so they just accept it and are like, okay, let's move forward and apply to others. But don't do that. What so The current internship that I am having is because I didn't miss this opportunity. So I applied to a startup of the end entrepreneurship shell here at Columbia, and like I had 2 rounds of interview. It went well, and ultimately I was to get the offer. This I know, but the thing is that they sent me email twice, and I didn't receive that email in my inbox. And like after 2 weeks, when I tried to find an update, like what's I even like I am even being considered or not, or things like that. So the person replied that we emailed you twice, but we didn't get any reply. So we thought that maybe you are not interested, and we move forward with other candidate. So it was very surprising and shocking, and I was sad for a moment, because like that company is also doing a very great job. But then I was like, okay, let's try to use the person, because the person liked me, and he was about to give me an offer. He told me that we were about to give an offer. So I was like, okay, do you know anyone in your contact list who might be searching for interns, or who could use my help? and the person circulated my resume with all his contacts, and I, trust me, I got around 8 or 9 interviews just based on that. Like everyone was like, "Oh, okay, so this person liked you, this person found you very strong for the position. Let's have a chat." And it was more of an more of an informal chats rather than interviews. So you see the power of this. It's a lot of people don't do this, and this is what I found it, and I owe my current internship to this strategy. Try to do this. Use your alumni network very wisely. So because you will have a common point to chat with any alumni, maybe from your undergrad college or your masters or your PhD, and you can start by asking, okay, so you studied this, I'm studying this, maybe you are like on a similar path to them, or maybe even if it's different, so you can ask what subjects did they like, how did they approach about it, what subjects like they suggest to definitely take. And and then you can ask the person like if there is any opportunity, how is the working environment there, and like try to grow the conversation. And then obviously, if you after that, if you ask the person like if they can refer you, or maybe there is any like opportunity in their team, and if they are willing to refer you or maybe share that opportunity, they will mostly do that, because obviously you are from the same college as they were. They also know, like they also might have suffered and struggled a lot during their internship search and job search, so they know how difficult it is, so they are usually willing to help. Secondly, when they refer you, the manager or the recruiting manager or the hiring manager is like, okay, so I have hired a person from Columbia, or your master's or undergrad college before, the person is doing great. So you see that perception will help you as well. So okay, this person is also from Columbia, so maybe he will be better, or up to that standards, and would be able to do great for this company. So try to leverage that, try to use that, try to use your alumni network a lot, and connect with your professors. And by connecting, I mean try to make sure that few professors who teach subjects in the fields that you want to go, or get internships or jobs in, know you by name, because a lot of professors usually teach as well as work for some company, or have worked for some company in the past, or maybe they run their own company, so they have a lot of connections. And if they refer you, it's like it's a kind of almost a gateway to a job, so try to use that, try to connect with them. You may ask like, hey professor, can I you know help you with any project in the summer? And professors usually don't have a lot of time, so they usually are in search of people who can make their task, or who can make their daily life very easy. So they may or may not pay you, but even if they don't pay you, and it's like a 3 or 4 month, maybe basically a semester long project that the professor wants you to work on, do that. I'm saying this because initially, like if you perform well in that project, then you can ask the professor, or the professor by himself or herself would try to connect you with other connections in the people that the professor knows in industries, and that would be a very great thing. Don't ignore the internships that are posted on your department portal or your university's portal. Like, don't never miss them, because if you apply to them, a lot of time it is like exclusively for those students, or for students from that university. Or maybe you have an edge, or maybe that internship or job is posted by an alumni, or you can have that advantage. So never skip that, it's crucial. So here at Columbia we have, so I am in the IUR department, so we have a different job portal, so a lot of people, and we are around 500 people, and a lot, like every day 3 or 4 new jobs and internships keep coming. So if you keep applying to them, it's a good way to get an internship. So just an additional point, in the interview, try to demonstrate that you worked on something similar. So initially, like if you have an interview with let's say company X, try to read about it, try to think, or maybe try to get to know the different projects that they might be working on, or try to get an idea, or maybe ask in the interview the projects that they have. So and I'm saying this because you can use that to link it with your previous experience. Like even if it's not like directly linked, you can say that okay, I have these transferable skills that I learned from this and this in the past, and I think I can apply that. Also, try to and having a good idea about the projects that they might be doing, or if you ask them, you can even create a project of your own. So in my current internship, so I did a project last year, like from 2019 till 2020 May, a project on flight scheduling and optimization. And my current, and like the company that I'm currently interning in is also a flight charter aviation company. So and they were like, okay, but we are not sure that we have anything for you to work on. And I was like, okay, but have you guys thought about this and this? Like I did similar kind of stuff for company X in the past, and like they had a really good response from that. I can see an opportunity here. Have you guys thought about this? And they were like really impressed, and they were like, yeah, like let's do this. This sounds good. So you see, even if there is not a position or not a project in the company you are interviewing for, and your interview, because if I have not said that, ultimately they would have rejected me, right? But I try to create my own projects, but that you can only do if you know how to relate, and that you can only do if you know what the projects they are doing, what are the problems that are targeting to. So always be prepared in that in interview. So I hope that this video helped you. Let me know if you guys have any other suggestions, and also let me know if you want that automation LinkedIn message video. I would be happy to share it. And yeah, if you found this helpful, try to subscribe or maybe like this channel, so that uh, you can, because I'm planning to do like similar videos on maybe research internships and other, like how to get a job and other scholarships and things like that. So hopefully it will help you. All the best.